This is likely to be one of my all-time favorite articles. I keep referring to it, and I've read it several times, and there are different sections, and each time I read a different section, I catch something else that I want to refocus on or cover, and that is from the September 20th issue. I'm just hanging on to this thing. It's just How to Live to Be 100. And this comes out of New Scientist magazine, September 20th issue. And I title it right there, if you see, read it. It's a special issue, and it certainly is. And I just continue to flip the next page and find more golden nuggets. And I just get so excited. I get bubbly. I get excited about it in a very passive, quiet way, because what they're giving us are tips on things we can do. We don't need to go to a doctor. We don't need to go to a specialist of any sort. But these are things that we can at least do to take control over some aspects of our life. And here is this green column, right? This green column that comes at the end of, let's see, is that the end of the whole story? Let's see if that's the last page. Yeah, it's the last page of the series. Lifestyle habits to boost longevity. You have physical guidelines, not to smoke. Manage your stress. My goodness, does that impact your mental fitness? You're eating a plant-based diet. And don't overdo the alcohol. Get the right amount of sleep and maintain good, positive social connections. So these have been the tips that have been throughout this article, and I keep reading this article and read it, and there are different sections. It's just chock full of stuff. Well, here's at the end of it, longevity hacks. Here are 5 simple, lesser known things you can do for healthier older age. This is what I liked about this one. Some of these I've not read before. These are 5 simple but lesser known things that you can do for healthier older age. And so as I go through these, I'm saying, wow, I've heard about some of these, but my goodness, I haven't stopped and bring them back. And I think I've talked about this once before, but as I've been sharing this with people, I've gotten some very interesting responses. So you may have heard these before, I may have picked these up, but I'm going to share with you when I'm talking with people and some of the feedback I'm getting. So sitting on the floor. Sitting on the ground isn't just for children. Getting up and down from the floor strengthening one leg and core muscles and joints flexible. What's more, the ability to do this as an adult is linked to significant longer life. If possible, try getting up without using your hands for the extra challenge. Not doing too well with the get up without the hands, and I've talked to a number of people, and when they look at me, they say, well, I think I can get up off the floor, but without using your hands or without grabbing onto something. That's an interesting new challenge to this exercise. So try it without hurting yourself. I'm not recommending people do this, but try getting on the floor first and using something. See what you have to use, what muscles, your legs, your back, your shoulders. What is it that's helping you get off the floor? And try doing it without using your hands. Yeah, that's the tough one. I have not been able to do that yet, nor have I found anybody that is in the senior age that feels that they have been able to do it as well. The second tip they have for the hacks are floss your teeth. And I am reading more and more about the connection of our gum diseases and the overall body's immune systems and health systems. And so flossing teeth, and who stops and thinks about that? And how many people? It's interesting, there's still a small percentage of people that I talk with, smaller than I would expect, that floss their teeth. Let your oral hygiene slip, and harmful microbes from your mouth can travel all over the body, triggering problems from cardiovascular disease to Alzheimer's to arthritis. Keeping your oral microbiome in balance staves off the declines. So who stops to think about, well, gee, but it's so obvious, right? That which is in our mouth, we swallow, goes down into our stomach, it goes from our stomach, it gets dispersed. And so having to floss our teeth as a major benefit to overall health and cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's and arthritis, who would ever stop to think that some of that stuff is coming from our mouth? But you know what? It's one body. So flossing teeth is helping move out some of the bacteria and get some of the food particles that create bacteria between your teeth. And my goodness, it's like, I probably had a dentist about 25 years ago that got me started on that, and I wondered where was the dentist 25 years before that. But you know what? I've been doing it for at least 25 years. And do also the gum, the Listerine gum treatments and therapy. So, I mean, there are things you can do for your mouth that impact your whole body, which is an interesting connection. This one was a little crazy. Training your nose, a declining ability to detect aromas is linked conditions as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Restoring this sense might not only reduce your decline, but studies show it may reverse it. Now, this is mind-boggling. Now, train your nose. That's the part I haven't found anybody yet. When I talk about it, so anybody got any ideas on how you can train your nose to smell better? And I haven't found anybody on that one, and I don't know if there's a specialist for your nose that you can ask, but next time I'm at an ENT, I certainly will ask, hey, you got any ideas on how you can improve your smelling? I've always thought this is one of those things, you either have it or you don't. You either have a good nose you can smell, or you have a bad nose. And I can pick up, odors around the house and clean up in areas and stuff, so I'm still pretty good in picking up the scents and those stuff. And this is when I can smell smoke or when I can smell something decaying somewhere. And so, but I don't know how I would train my nose. So I was interesting in terms of training my nose to pick up better smells. So we got sit on the floor, floss your teeth, train your nose. I'm going to tell you, try sitting on the floor, work on flossing your teeth. Maybe you can look at Listerine gum therapy. Don't know how to tell you to train your nose other than I still believe in you have it or you don't, but that's train your nose. Have sex. This is an interesting one, and this is a fulfilling sex life is an essential part of well-being. Was a conclusion of research into the link between the lives of people 40 to 90 and how positively they felt about themselves. And so again, this is another one that I wouldn't have thought of having an okay sex life connects to the positivity of how you feel about yourself. And so I'm not going to push on this one a whole lot. I'm not likely to be talking to many people about their sex lives, so you're going to have to do this one on your own. I certainly do not plan on talking to a group of people and asking about their sex lives as part of a workshop. So I'm going to only recommend that you pick this one off on your own and be very careful who you might want to discuss this with other than yourself and your partner in life. And so see what their attitudes are and how they feel about it and whether they view it as a positive outcome that gives them a little bubbly, throughout their day. And then the last one, I have been a part of this one. This one I can vouch for, which is mix with younger people. But I didn't realize mixing with younger people had a different benefit than what I had expected. Aside from the psychological benefits, so now you get a psychological benefit, and that I've seen working with Boy Scouts and senior citizens and exercises and pilots I have done in the past. And it's fantastic working with Scouts and their parents, working with Scouts and senior citizens, working with grandchildren with their children, working with company employees and bringing in what we call Kids Day. Always worked out phenomenally well. It's like, wow, what a powerhouse of energy. But our gut microbes are the ones that surprise me in this. They're shaped by those people around us and shift to more useful profiles that are linked to better health. I hadn't thought of microbiomes shaping those that are around us and who we're around and how it impacts our gut health and linking to other aspects of our overall health. I'm glad they're finding these things. I am just so delighted that this special issue of New Scientist came about because this is like, I want to just hold on to this and keep reading it because it's just loaded with good things in it. And I haven't gotten to an article though. Has NASA finally found life on Mars? I don't know. I haven't got that far yet because I just keep reading sections of this How to Live to Be 100. And that's one of my goals. So with that, it's weekend time. We're here in Orlando, Windermere, Florida, and the weather is mid-low 80s. It's absolutely superb. It's a great time of the day. I did my run this morning. It's 65 degrees, so that was a perfect run. And now I'm about ready to start my day. So you enjoy your day and have a great weekend, and we'll see you out here next week.